Hey kids, I'm in the kitchen again, and tonight we're going to make some cheesy potatoes. I have already prepared all of the ingredients. I'll show you a picture of that in the video, but let me show you what we got for the cook. Okay, so I got on my stove a nice big cast iron skillet, which I'm preheating, which is good. I've got some oils and spices, bacon, onion, milk, cheese, and my potatoes over here, which I have cleaned and cut into basically quarters or halves, depending on size. So let's get ready for cooking. I have preheated my skillet. As you can probably see, it's a little bit hot there. I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil, just a tiny bit. And then immediately here, we get this swirled around. I'm going to add our bacon. So, spread that out a little bit. Try to keep it from splattering everywhere. We're going to let that render down a little bit, and this is going to be the base for our sauce for our potatoes. So I'm going to let this cook for just a couple minutes, and I'll be right back. Okay, it's only been about a minute here, and this is already rendering down. So now I'm going to add our onions. I'm going to saute these guys up here a little bit. There we go. That's looking good. We'll let those cook a little bit, and then we'll go to the next step. The onions have gotten to be translucent, and the bacon is done. So I am going to remove this over into a bowl and then go on to the next step. Okay, I've gotten finished putting my onions and bacon over there in a bowl. And in my hot skillet, I'm going to add about a tablespoon of butter and let that melt. And we're going to make a roux. Not a kangaroo, a gravy roux. All right. That's melted. I'm going to add a little bit of flour to that. And if that doesn't look like it's enough oil, depending on how you've cooked your bacon and stuff up, we can add a little bit more there, because the purpose of this is to get it nice and golden. So I'm going to add a little more oil to this again and let that flour cook. There, that's what we want. See how it's all mixed in there? That's what we want. So we're just going to let this cook a little bit. So I'll be back in just a moment. Okay, it's only been about a minute later, and what we've gotten is all the flour incorporated into the oil, and we're just letting it bubble and cook. Now, depending on how brown you want this sauce to be, which we don't want it to be very dark on our potato dish here, see how it's starting to change a golden color there? That's about what we want. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add our milk. There we go. And this is whole milk. Now we're going to stir this together a little bit, and it'll start to get thick. Shouldn't take very long at all. So what we're going to do is just keep stirring this gently until it starts to thicken up a little bit. Now it doesn't take very long at all for this to start to thicken. We can already start to see that, and you can see those bubbles right there as it's cooking. So what we're going to do now, and this is cheating, you could take and layer this in a casserole pan if you want to, but I really don't want to do all those extra dishes. So I'm just going to layer my stuff in here with my cheese and my potatoes and mix it all up and slap her in the oven. Okay, so I turned the fire off, added my onions and bacon. I'm going to put in my potatoes. I'm just going to slowly stir this up here to get it incorporated and get those potatoes coated with that mixture. And the onions and the bacon, that good stuff. There we go. There we go. That's how we want it to look. Get everything all coated really, really well. And then we're going to start adding the cheese. We'll stir this first bit in. There we go. So we're going to stir this in and then coat it with some more cheese, because who doesn't like potatoes and cheese? Okay, there we go. All right, that's mixed up fairly well. I'm just going to smooth it out a little bit. Cover it with some more cheese that I have over here. This is a mix of the Fiesta type cheese and mozzarella, because that's what I had in the fridge. We're just going to cover it up like that. Put a lid in it, stick it in the oven. So I'm going to top this with a little bit of breadcrumbs, just for a little bit extra crunch, just a tiny bit. All right, this is ready for the oven. So grab my lid, stick it on like that. I got the oven preheated to 350, and off she goes. And there you have it. She's done and right out of the oven. Enjoy. Alrighty, it's all done. We're going to give it a taste. I pulled off a little piece of that. Looks there. That is so good. Very cheesy. Not too many onions. A lot of bacon. This is nice. I think you'll like it too.